It's always better to get more stuff for less money, whether you're buying candy for yourself at the grocery store or stocking up on office supplies. The same thing is true for your leads. Over time, your goal should be to fine tune your marketing so your cost per lead, or CPL, decreases and the number of high quality leads increases. Although it's not as simple as buying your favorite candy. A cost per lead is just what it sounds like, the amount of money you spend on each lead you earn. You can calculate CPL by dividing the total cost of a campaign by how many leads you earned from it. Needless to say, you want your CPL to be as low as possible since, again, that means you're spending less money to convert those leads. But how can you reduce cost per lead? Well, that's what we're here to talk about. Here are 6 helpful tips on how to decrease your CPL. Tip 1. Look over your past campaigns. Cost per lead is basically a ratio between two different things: how much money you spend and how many leads you earn. If you want to lower your CPL, you have to either spend less money or earn more leads. One of the best ways to earn more leads is to just look at what's worked for you in the past. If you've been marketing for a while, odds are you've had some really successful campaigns and probably some less successful ones. Look back at your performance and figure out which tactics generated a lot of leads and which ones didn't. It's okay. Then you'll want to try to replicate the tactics that worked really well while avoiding the ones that didn't. Maybe your content marketing strategy was generating a bunch of high quality leads, but your paid ad campaigns were not quite getting you the results you were hoping for. Now, this example is easy. You can lean more into the organic or unpaid content, which has a direct impact on your budget and your CPL. You may also adjust your ads to see if any changes you make improve your return. Just make sure you pay attention to your analytics as you go. Tip 2. Run some A/B tests. Another way to improve your campaigns and get more leads is to use A/B testing. A/B tests are where you take 2 different versions of something and test out each one to see which gets you better results. You could use A/B testing for ads, web pages, emails, and more. So let's say you want to lower your CPL for your email campaigns. The best way to do that is to create emails that convince more people to enter your sales pipeline. So you can create 2 versions of an email. Then you get your testing audience and you send one email to half your subscribers and the other email to the other half of your subscribers. And you see which one drives more leads. If one version of the email brings in more leads, you know that's the version you want to use. Then you can keep A/B testing other improvements later on so your emails keep getting more and more optimized and drive lots and lots of leads. Now just remember to keep track of what you changed and fend off the desire to change many things at once. The more changes you make in your different versions, the harder it will be to figure out what led to your success. Tip 3. Target more specific and relevant keywords. If you're using search engine optimization, or SEO, that means a lot of your marketing comes down to targeting specific keywords in search engines. Same goes for if you're using paid search ads. In both cases, you target particular search terms to help you reach the right audience. But if you're not targeting the right keywords, you're also not going to reach the right audience. Even if those keywords are driving leads, it may be that some other keywords out there would drive even more leads for you. You want to target keywords that are really specific to a particular audience and also really relevant to your business. Targeting relevant and specific keywords helps you reach people who are interested in your company. Plus, it helps you avoid wasting money on people who don't care about what you have to say. Target long-tail keywords, which, as it sounds, are several words long, since they're more specific and have less competition. You also have a better idea of the user's search intent when they use a long-tail keyword. Like if you're in the business of selling cars, it might be better to target specific types of cars, like best midsize sedan for commuters, instead of just cars. You don't really know what someone's looking for when they search cars. Are they trying to learn how they work? Do they just want to look at cool photos? When someone searches for a specific vehicle with a purpose in mind, you know they're more ready to buy. Oh, and for paid ads, you can also use negative keywords. That's where you tell Google Ads to specifically avoid targeting certain keywords. Like, maybe you sell used pickup trucks, but your ad keeps showing up in searches for new pickup trucks. You can tell Google never to show your ads for new truck searches, since that's not relevant to you. Number 4. hone your audience targeting. There's more than one way to target the right audience. You don't have to rely only on keywords. In some cases, you can also target your audience more directly. For example, when you run paid ads, depending on the platform, you can choose specific demographics, psychographics, or firmographics that you want to target. Plus, you can gather first-party audience data from people who visit your website and use that data to target people. This is great for making sure you're targeting the people who are most likely to become leads. To help you do that, you'll want to research your customers and figure out which sorts of people most commonly buy from you. Then you can use that info to create buyer personas, which are fictional profiles that represent your target customer. Then you'll want to adjust your audience targeting and your campaign creatives so that they align with your buyer persona's characteristics. Those characteristics might relate to their interests, age, location, occupation, and more. Number 5, segment your audience. Targeting a specific audience is easiest if you only sell one thing, but if you're like most businesses, you sell different products or offer different services. It just could get complicated. Even though someone's interested in your bank's home loan services, that doesn't mean they also want to know about your business loans. That's not relevant to them. If you try to market to all of your potential customers at once with the same message, it won't go well. In cases like that, you want to segment your audience. That means you divide your audience into different groups and use separate campaigns for each one. When you do that, you're able to make your campaigns much more specific to those groups, so they're more effective. You don't just have to segment based on products or services either. You can segment your audience based on their interest or their location. Number 6, shift your focus to less expensive strategies. Some marketing strategies cost more than others, especially if you're competing against a lot of people for your audience's attention. A great way to lower your CPL is to use marketing strategies that cost less money, just as long as that cost cutting doesn't affect how many leads you're earning. A great example of this is paid search advertising and SEO. Both of those strategies use search results to reach users and send them to your website, where they can become leads. But generally speaking, paid ads may cost way more than SEO. SEO is organic marketing, which means you could technically do it for free, although you may want to assign a value to your time investment and the cost of any tools you use, or the investment you make when you partner with an SEO agency. Once you optimize your website for search engines, you may see results rolling in for months, maybe even years after you finish your original batch of work. Paid advertising, on the other hand, requires a monetary investment for you to reach your audience, whether you pay for clicks on each ad or for every 1,000 impressions. Once you shut off your campaign, unlike SEO, the results stop coming in. Now, just so we're clear, it's a good idea to use both SEO and PPC. They have their pros and cons, but they're really valuable when used together. But if your CPL is struggling, it could be because you're investing too much in one of those areas, and this isn't just limited to those two strategies. Well, that wraps up this video on how to reduce your cost per lead. If you're interested in learning more about generating leads or managing digital marketing campaigns, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you never miss out on the latest video. You can also subscribe to our email newsletter, Revenue Weekly, for digital marketing insights sent directly to your email inbox. You can find the link to subscribe in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.